Hello, everyone. Welcome to the TheMsTexasShow with your co-host, Elena Georgiou. And excited as always to bring you another edition of our show and another wonderful, wonderful guest. And that guest today is Jill, and she's a founder of Leluye, a global collaborative community with native workshops committed to empowering people and trafficking survivors. Jill's foundation provides survivors with a safe place to work, trades, living, wages, agency, training, and holistic resources to help them heal, grow, and thrive. And we're going to talk about human trafficking, prevention, and healing. And we're super excited to have Jill with us today to tell us more about her story, her journey, and all the wonderful things she has done, and the wonderful ways she helps others. So with that, we will have Jill on the show, and we look forward to having her and talking with all of you.
The Ms. Texas Show is a voice of hope for victims, survivors, advocates, and community leaders against gender-based violence to share their stories and resources. We began showcasing life in Texas. Today we are impacting lives not only in Texas, but also around the world. Under our segment Military Time, we run this segment in partnership with the National Veterans Chamber of Commerce. We invite military and veterans who have overcome traumatic events to share their experiences during and after their military service. Under our beauty segment, we invite fellow pageant winners and contestants, artists, musicians, actors, models, and dancers, and last but not least, our survivor leaders from family violence, sex trafficking, sexual assault, stalking, and other traumatic events who are ambassadors for these causes to share their lives and the impact they have made. To become a guest on our show, email us at msusatexas@gmail.com. If you would like to support victims and survivors of gender-based violence, make a tax-deductible donation to Hope Picks Global at www.hopeyxglobal.org.
Hello again, and welcome to the TheMsTexasShow. As always, we're not only excited to have another great conversation, but another incredible guest. And our guest today is no less of an honor and pleasure. So we have Jill with us today. She's also a World Pulse mentoring coach and ambassador, graphic fashion designer, and highly sensitive empath with over 30 years experience as an executive assistant and creative director. She holds a master's in publication design and have worked across a broad spectrum of industries. We're super excited to have you here with us today and super honored. And you have definitely had a tremendous journey and a lot of experiences. And you have done so much to help so many others. So Jill, if you could, let our viewers know about yourself, who you are, a little bit about your journey, and more about you.
Thanks so much, Elena. I'm really honored to be a part of this show. I really appreciate it. So a little bit about myself, my background. I grew up on a typical farm home in the middle of north central Wisconsin in the US, and I was the youngest of 5 children. But unfortunately, my background is rooted in deep dysfunctionalism that was kept a secret. I was expected, as well as my siblings, to be perfect and to portray and feel that we were better than everyone else. The foundation was rooted in deep mental, physical, and sexual abuse. From my own perspective, nothing is more detrimental than having your basic human rights taken from you, the ability to speak up, the ability to be safe, and to not have bodily autonomy. But however, I chose my family, these lessons and this dysfunctionalism for a reason in this lifetime, I believe very strongly. My mission, because of those lessons, my mission is to empower and heal those women and girls who are most marginalized. My legacy is to be outspoken, honest, and an authentic role model and mentor to others. I feel deeply aligned with those that have lost their voice, who aren't seen or are often ignored, and have lost their basic human rights.
Wow. I'm so impressed with all that happened to you and the woman you have become. And thank you for being authentic, and it's really incredible. And let us know more about the work you're doing now, about your foundation, about the mission of the foundation, and maybe the vision, anything that's related to your foundation.
Okay. I do feel that it's relevant to go into a little bit of my journey as well. I blocked a lot of my childhood memories as a protective mechanism. I feel that this is relevant because I think a lot of people don't talk about their struggles, and I know that I think it's 1 in 5 people are women, girls are marginalized, that they're abused from childhood, and it's been quite a struggle for me off and on, and I feel that it's relevant to state that so it becomes more normal for people to talk about it. I was basically numb and disliked myself for a lot of the time and felt very unworthy, definitely in my 20s. And it's not easy to heal from this victim mentality and come out the other side and be a survivor, but everyone can and does have the ability to do this. I'm still healing, learning, and growing every day, and I've tried numerous healing modalities. The most healing thing for me was finding and listening to my authentic voice and being compassionate to myself and others. Healing began also with my spiritual realization, and my body also telling me at the same time, like I started having IBS, type depression, and anxiety has always been a constant companion for me as well. Also adrenal fatigue, bladder pressure is part of this, the abusive upbringing. But like I said, there's healing modalities and there are ways around this. I just feel that it's important to state that this is the reason behind my mission and why I feel so deeply about healing those that have been marginalized. A lot of traffic survivors come from very dysfunctional upbringings and as well, and the trauma just kind of builds layers upon layers upon layers, unfortunately, until they get out of that cycle. And hopefully we'll be doing more of that. We're really, I'll go now into why, what this background has taught me, or part of my mission and my legacy, and what to focus on. And I'll be talking more about Luluye. So Luluye is Native American for seeing the hawk while soaring, and I love it because it's the empowerment behind this, healing those women. Luluye is a global 501c3 collaborative community committed to empowering traffic survivors. Our 3 core pillar programs are prevention, through sensitization and awareness programs, economic empowerment, providing survivor-made products, that's in the future and one of our goals, and also healing through trauma-informed healing programs. We're already working on the prevention aspect and the healing aspects. Our main goals and visions are to create collaborative connections and sustainable workshops that will be global communities. That will include training, economic empowerment, and mental health care, the prevention programs, holistic healing opportunities for the survivors. In the long run, we plan to elevate humanity by empowering as many traffic survivors as possible through access to our provision of holistic reintegration program. We currently have 32 partners in 12 countries.
And okay, so can I ask you, have you ever felt kind of invisible, and as you were in your healing journey? And maybe you can share some more about this healing journey of yours, and how you help now survivors overcome this, because it's very essential.
Yeah, like I had mentioned, being the youngest of 5, I felt very invisible and very unseen, very unheard, felt pretty much like a wallflower a lot of my life, until I came across worldpulse.org. Now I feel deeply aligned with World Pulse's mission as well, to empower women, and it actually inspired me to create Luluye. And a lot of my partners are actually World Pulse sisters as well. So through World Pulse, I am part of their mentoring program where I empower women. So I'm empowering women that way, but I've also started creating healing programs, PTSD programs, and I had a healing program last month with a partner where we were healing, training people to overcome, but mostly not survivors themselves, but people who would be in a position to help the survivors overcome like trauma, deep trauma.
Like trainers, you mean? You mean trainers?
Uh-huh.
Trainers.
And then also we started a prevention program with our partner in Nigeria that started in, we finally got the short program up and running last October. So we did that with our WIDC partner in Ilifi, Nigeria. So she's run that. I think it's impacted about 150 students now, people through her conferences up to date. So that might not sound like a lot, but we never know what the reach is. And especially in those rural villages, it's so important because they don't even realize it's a threat. And so I feel very passionate about getting to those rural communities that really need to hear that this is going on. And so they don't believe that there's these amazing opportunities out there when they really aren't, they don't even exist, and they're could potentially get in a lot of trouble. So I'm really focused on that and ramping up that program.
So with your programs, do you see any is this helping the survivors, your programs? I mean, the prevention programs, or maybe the training that you're doing, are you seeing any impact in them?
I haven't gotten any results yet from the impact because it's so new now. The PTSD programs definitely were helping. That's going more towards an app right now. That was helping a lot of World Pulse sisters, my team members, as well as I'm not sure about survivors yet. So that I could definitely see that helping in the future. But as far as like traditional therapy, I'm not sure how much of an impact that really makes. It's definitely better than none.
Yes.
But it does have a tendency to re-traumatize people because they have to relive it. It was for my own experience, I kind of felt like I was reliving the trauma when I went through therapy. So I tried other modalities to get where I'm at right now. And I'm still searching for ones that are the most effective that I can share with my team members, my partners, and then traffic survivors. The reason why I feel like prevention and collaboration are so important. Prevention, because it's easier to prevent the trauma than to heal the abused adult. Prevention, we're looking at really where the abuse starts, how the abuse is perpetuated, and also really socializing you to be more aware and resilient, outspoken. And that's not just girls, that's boys as well. Educating everyone today and having open conversations, parents, people, everyone, teachers, they need to be doing that now. And I don't think there's enough of those conversations stressing how important this is. Collaboration, because we can further do more deep, further reach and impact and utilize each other's unique organizations, strengths and resources, while as spreading awareness and empowerment at the same time.
So you believe that prevention is better? It's giving more results to people?
Definitely. I think otherwise we're just putting out fires because the statistics are just, especially since COVID, it's just exponential. It's really sad.
Yeah.
So we really need to look at the deep cause, the root cause of what's going on here. People don't in general want to hear it, but that's really where the biggest impact is going to be made, and also through collaboration.
Of course. But so in the future, the foundation will provide healing training to overcome the trauma, I mean.
More of it, yes.
You're having that as future plans.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Are you going to have it as a future plan to overcome, I mean, programs that will help people overcome trauma?
Definitely. I'm gonna have to either get a grant or sponsorship to make that a reality.
Yes.
All three pillars are dependent on it, so I really need a grant writer to help me find a fundraising opportunity just to do that, so I can make more of a difference now in their lives.
Yeah.
To see more direct impact.
And that was going to be my next question. What challenges are you facing now at this moment, Jill?
It's basically because I've been trying to bring up Lily on my own income and my own financial resources, and really I need a grant writer and a fundraiser to help me figure that out. But also I need other resources, like I'm currently looking for a social media strategist and a treasurer and a COO as well, because I think I don't have that in my wheelhouse, so it would be really beneficial for me to have that. But also I'm looking for I really want a traffic survivor foundation. I have one traffic survivor currently on my team. But I understand that it's can be a little bit controversial because I want it on a voluntary basis, and I don't want to re-exploit them. So I can appreciate that that's a little bit of a hot topic, because I feel that it's essential to have the foundation be survivor-led and trauma-led, and I don't have that information on from my database. And so I would need that. So it would be on a part-time basis until the grant writer can write into the grant for them to have funding for that position.
How do you feel now working and you're in the, let's say you're doing step by step in this creation of your foundation, and how do you feel now that you're going to serve traffickers, and what that makes you feel?
I have moments where I'm frustrated, overwhelmed, but also feel like fulfilled, because I know that I'm attracting in the right people at the right time, and I have a lot of good opportunities like your show today, and I'm going to be in part of a panel at the end of the month, and a podcast potentially coming. And I finally found an Indigenous partner in the US that I'll be partnering with soon, and we're talking about having a webinar. So I think things are finally like coming to fruition from all the foundation and the hard work that I put into it.
So where can people find you? How can someone get in touch with you if they want to get in touch?
I'm on Luluia is on Facebook, on Instagram, and LinkedIn, and you can find us on Facebook and Instagram through Luluia Spirit, LILUYE Spirit, and the website is liluye.org. And if anyone's interested in volunteering or investing or collaborating, they can go to the website, and they can go to the career page. I've got the treasurer position up there as well as the CEO position. And if for all other inquiries, they can just email info@luluia.org.
Okay, any future plans you have? We already said one future plan. Anything else for your expanding the foundation?
One of the first ideas that I had really for the vision for Luluia was to start economic empowerment programs. I have an artistic background, and I really want to create patterns, designs for shoes, bespoke, made to order shoes and clothing. But I also feel very strongly in sustainability. So that would have to be completely sustainable, preferably circular. So we had originally planned on starting that first workshop in Ilifi, Nigeria, but the person that runs the NGO there, she has the workshop, she has the organic fabric, and everything was wonderful, but she ran out of funds in like a week. She had like 15 survivors that showed up, but then she burned through because she wanted to give them a stipend at the same time, but she just couldn't sustain it. So it only lasted like a week. But that's the model. I have the whole manual set up. I have everything set up. I just need basically the funding to make it into reality. And then I can see there's a need globally to do this. And I have a lot of partners that I'm already thinking about doing that with. One in Nepal that she's already creating items as well. But again, it's a funding issue and timing, perhaps.
So you have great ideas for the future. And what message do you want to share with the world?
I want to say, join us in helping to create safe havens for girls and women worldwide. Let's empower them and generate more awareness, and to develop more preventive measures to help end trafficking and slavery. The more collaborative efforts, the greater the impact on the world. Let's create a free, secure world where everyone is empowered. Together, we can help create a better and safer world for everyone and empower girls and women at the same time.
I like your message. And safe homes. What is safe home for you?
For me personally, or for what I envision for the survivors?
You can share anything, either for you personally or for the survivors.
I think for both, it's probably the same what I was saying before about really having those basic human needs met. Safety is a no-brainer, bodily autonomy, definitely. And just feeling like protected and in control, and where we're heard, like we're worthy, and to get that message or to reclaim it if you weren't taught that, to give it to ourselves.
Exactly. And children have to be protected, and it's time to save our children worldwide and to give them a second chance for a better future. And I think if you want to share anything else, Jill.
I can't think of anything else.
Okay, then thank you very much, Jill, for all that you share and all that you're doing. And I hope funders are listening and give you a lending hand, and for the great ideas you have for the future, for the survivors of trafficking. And I want to wish you all good wishes for all that you're doing. And thank you to all our viewers for being here. And I appreciate your comments, feedback, and wonderful support. And I want to say goodbye and see you soon for another edition. Thank you, Jill, for joining us.
Thanks so much.